Car chases are dangerous and unpredictable. Viewer discretion advised.
We have breaking news right now. We have a chase that is going on somewhere in Los Angeles. Oh, off of Southgate, East Los Angeles. And Desmond Shaw is overhead. So, Des, we're going to kick it up to you right now to fill us in on where exactly this vehicle is.
This is a super dangerous one here, Pat. Westbound Firestone coming off of the 710 freeway. This was a CHP from the East LA office that was chasing this vehicle. There's no one directly behind the suspect right now. They were up to 120 miles an hour on the 710. We've had a couple of very, very close calls, and now they have the lights off. Look at this, 80 miles an hour right now. It was the sheriff's helicopter overhead, which has been trying to keep tabs on this one from the air, but we are blasting westbound towards the South LA area through the Southgate, some of the little gateway cities right now, making our way pretty close to Huntington Park as well. This is just so dangerous with these speeds and the lights off. Folks cannot see this maniac coming up behind them. Let's see what he's going to do next in the left-hand turn lane, but continuing on westbound Firestone here. So really, really dangerous one. We don't know what this suspect is wanted for right now. We weren't able to get that information just yet, but and we'll see what's going to happen here. Unfortunately, they're kind of headed towards the LAX airspace, but look at this, 80 miles an hour on Firestone. Super dangerous pursuit here, Pat, that's for sure.
And you know what, Des, we might find out why they are so desperately after this person, because Mike knows what the one is, right?
Yeah, we just heard it is a 23109 is the vehicle code. That's reckless driving, which obviously this person is doing. Pat, I just want to also let you know, we just got word there may be a young child inside of the car as well. The CHP has some information that there may be a child in the car. They're still trying to work to confirm that. But again, reckless driving was the original want here.
Okay, and guys, you know, you hate to speculate, but if there's a young child, if it belongs to this person in some form or fashion, you have to wonder if this is some kind of domestic situation where the child was snatched or taken, and you know, they're trying to get away from officers and maybe another parent. That's just talking out loud, which is, you know, appropriate to do in these kinds of circumstances. Yeah,
and it really also will see, you know, the tactics of law enforcement. They're going to be obviously much, much gentler with this car if they think that there is a child in the area. And I think Des is going to hit the LAX airspace here in a second, so we have trouble following this pretty soon. But again, it's a reckless driver that CHP was chasing. Okay, Des, you know, I'm sure you heard what Mike just said, which makes this even more precarious to think that there could be a child in this vehicle and this person, as you said, is driving like a maniac.
Yeah, I mean, you hate to really, really horrible. No! Lost control, that's it!
Oh my goodness.
Oh, and I hope that child is going to be okay.
My.
Out and running. 2 people out and running now.
3.
We will see if we can line up now with Firestone, but a very violent ending to this pursuit now here off of Firestone Boulevard in Alameda, right on the edge of LAX airspace. Wow,
just real quick, one of them just came back into the car. If we can
let's see if we can see the suspects. They were running out here. Here's one person. I'm not sure if that's just someone else, but there's no units behind the suspect right now. So that was just a horrific ending here at Firestone and Alameda. Guys, I think I'm actually having some comms problems, so Pat and Mike, I got to throw it back to you for now.
Okay, you got it, Desmond. You know what, Mike, when I'm looking at this, okay, and who are these other people that are just kind of there?
Walking up and taking a picture of a
now
license
we see them
plate.
running, and I'm just really praying that no child is in this car, considering what has just happened here. And the fact you don't have any law enforcement in the area right now, or at least that has pulled up to this. The person in the other vehicle, we're not exactly sure if someone was in that car, how they're doing.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody get out of that car that's in the middle of the intersection there. You do see the other car. Now, we saw 3 people take off.
Did someone come back, Mike?
It kind of looked like that, but now you've got these people that are obviously very focused on the back of the car. Are they gonna, let's see what's going on here.
2 women.
Yeah, and you can see they're pointing at something. I wonder if there is something, or a child is still in that car, or what's going to be the situation here.
Yeah, because they look pretty desperate in trying to see what could possibly be in that car.
Yeah, definitely a lot of attention being given to the back of the car there. Such a violent crash, too, going through that concrete wall up against the minivan. And still, we have not seen any law enforcement.
But you know what, if there was a child, don't you think they would be moving a little faster, Mike? I don't care what anyone says, you know, that they would really be trying to get in that car. and get that child out of there.
Yeah,
So,
you would think the Good Samaritans would be kind of trying to dig through the back seat there to get the car out. I mean, there's definitely something back there that's catching their interest. Hopefully, it's just a piece of property or something like that, and not an actual child. What was that?
Oh, yeah, it's like almost like
is somebody in that vehicle still trying to?
Well, there was like a
start the car?
popping
it was like a
motion there.
pop, or also, I don't know what it was, but it's something made the folks that were around the car just suddenly jump away.
Yeah.
Mike,
Okay, more is going on here that we really, if law enforcement certainly needs to show up really
Right.
quickly. And you see, oh, there's somebody.
One,
okay.
yeah.
And you see this other white car
Car.
here? 2 cars were hit.
Yeah. Yeah, the one in the intersection and then the minivan.
did anyone get out of that first white car? I didn't see anyone.
The one in the intersection or the one in front of the
The one in the
store?
intersection. The first car that they hit.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody get out of that
Me
car. And of
either.
course, we still have 3 suspects that have run. That doesn't appear anybody is chasing at this point. Well, hopefully the sheriff's helicopter still has a kind of general idea where they're at, but there's certainly nobody on the ground looking for them yet. You've got the one deputy kind of just doing traffic control here.
Okay. Mike, we want to get the exact location again here.
We are,
Real quick.
yeah, Firestone and Ivy about.
Okay.
Or Firestone
We
and
want to
Allen.
welcome our viewers right now to CBS News at 11. This is really a very unfortunate situation. We have watched a pursuit ending in a terrible crash here, and I'm going to toss it up to Des if he's back on the air with us so he can give us the exact location and what we have going on here. It's a lot.
Yeah, that was a really violent crash there, Pat. It was almost inevitable the way that maniac was driving this Infiniti sedan here westbound on Firestone, right at Alameda. We saw him blow through several red lights and hit this vehicle right here, spun out up onto the sidewalk through that wall and then hitting that minivan as well. Could have almost gone inside of that 7-Eleven. There was so much speed, so much power, force with that collision right there. And then we saw several people get out and run. There were no units behind this suspect. The authorities were having a lot of trouble keeping up with this person because they were taking so many risks out here, going 80 miles an hour on Firestone, and incredibly, no one, I mean, at least the people that we saw get out and run, they were not injured, or maybe they were just running on adrenaline. I don't know, but they went westbound here on Firestone, and it's not even clear if the helicopter overhead had eyes on them when they all took off. And so now the question is, you know, we had heard that possibly there could have been a young child in the back of the vehicle, but we haven't. We saw some Good Samaritans come up. We saw that the sheriffs come up as well. My hope here is that that was not the case and that this is clear, because we haven't seen them taking anyone out of those back seats. So hopefully that was just, you know, some false information in there. But reckless driving, boy, was it ever, ended in this violent collision. There was someone who was trying to wave down traffic. I don't know if it was the driver of this vehicle right here. Looked like he was holding his hand like he was in pain. I have to imagine he was. I mean, he got hit at like 70 miles an hour. Just an insane collision here. So sheriffs, they're going to have a lot to unpack with this collision, the person that is injured, and then those outstanding suspects that are all out there right now. Pat, Mike.
You know, it's interesting, Des, when you talked about the person in the intersection who was injured in that vehicle, was there anyone in this minivan that we know, or was it empty? It was just, I mean, was it just parked maybe in front of the store? It
looked parked. It didn't look like there was anybody in there. It looked like the car came over the concrete wall. And I just want to really quickly say, you know, when Desmond we were looking at right after the crash, 3 suspects got out, but I did go back and look at the tape or the video, and 1 suspect did come back to the car and got something out of the car and then took off again. I couldn't at all tell what he grabbed or what he came back for, but he did come back to the car after he ran initially.
All right, and there were 3 suspects that jumped out in total, Mike?
Yeah, there were 3 that were in total, and I don't even know, Des, and the sheriff's ship is still there. Are they any eyes on them anywhere at all that you know of?
Well, let's see here. They got their spotlight, and now you see a couple of CHP officers here that are running, so maybe they do have a visual of someone right now. You can see they're trying to seal off this area, but I didn't even see their spotlight following those suspects when they were out there running. There was just so much to keep track of with this pursuit, and I know we were all wondering, you know, if there was a child in the back of that vehicle right now. So now they're looking at, it looks like they're trying to go into this parking garage right here, looking maybe in the trash cans and whatnot. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I was just going to say that is, when I played the video back, that is the last place I saw that suspect that came back to the car. I didn't see him go any further than where these trash cans are, so I wonder if he's hunkered down in there.
And I was going to say, I mean, they have enough people to ask if they're willing to give up information, because we saw several people out looking when this first happened, sort of casually walking around, in fact, not really running to get out of the way. And then we saw some women come out and look in the back seat of that vehicle, pointing at something. And then all of a sudden, remember, guys, people seem to run. They seem to disperse as if they heard something or felt
I'm kind of wondering if the tire popped on the car, and that's what caused people to kind of take off like that.
Yeah, that's what I think.
And hopefully there wasn't, and it doesn't seem like there was a child inside of this car. Pat, you were talking about this.
See that? See how they ran?
Right.
There.
Yeah. I think the people on the scene would have been in more of a panic if they would have opened the door and saw
we
a
certainly
child
would have
there.
known by now.
Right. Yeah.
Because they would have pulled them out. So we've got, looks like sheriff's deputies right there on the ground. This is a really
sheriff's deputies.
Big scene right now.
And I just got to say, we got some CHP rolling up here as well. If that little wall right there in the center of the picture, if that wasn't there, this right here, I think that vehicle would have gone clear into the 7-Eleven. It might have just gone right through that van and through that. And this could have ended up being an even worse situation, with other people being injured in all of this. But just kind of amazing, as violent as this collision is, we don't see so far any serious injuries on this. I mean, boy, modern safety systems in these vehicles, I guess, this vehicle, if it would have been hit a different way, this could have been a lot more serious. I mean, it didn't quite T-bone that car. It was more of a, looks like he hit more of the front of that vehicle. That could have been very, very severe. Just total insane driving we saw there on Firestone Boulevard with the lights out. A lot of officers now. You've got the fire department, LA County Fire out here now as well.
Yeah, there's a gurney.
Still no eyes on those 3 suspects.
Well, they do have, you notice that gurney there, Des? Isn't that what that is?
Yes.
Yeah, so they, you wonder, as you say, I haven't seen anybody exit either, any of those vehicles, to be honest with you, but we see that it's out and ready to load someone if need be, I guess.
And it's a lot of danger also for folks inside the store if this car would have kept going. But there were also a few people just standing here outside, and maybe a worker from the store had like a broom or something, but he barely made it out of the way when that car came careening through, almost going inside of that store. But I'm hoping that the gurney is, it may be for someone who was around the scene or on the scene, or maybe even that driver of that first car that was hit in the intersection.
Wow, look at this perimeter. I mean, that's pretty, that's a little, a decent amount of...
It's a good distance.
Yeah, away from where this crash happened, Des. Looks like they're looking at houses that, as Mike said, that's not close by. If they traveled this far,
no,
they need
it's a couple of blocks away. We just got word from the helicopter overhead that they believe they have eyes on the driver. They seem to think that they're hunkered down in this yard right here. So that's why we moved SkyCal over here just to take a look. So this is off of Grape Street and Firestone, just a couple of blocks to the west, where we're being told from the air that they may have eyes on the driver, obviously the one that they want much more than the other 2 people that were in the vehicle. So we'll see if they're able to bring this person into custody here. Just widen out and see where they're looking, but it's somewhere in this area. Hiding behind a car now, they're saying, maybe behind a car on the street. Here on Grape. Okay, my pilot Mike relaying that information from overhead. That's him? Okay, well, yeah, apparently this, we're hearing that this might be the driver. They are certainly running like they are scared. So you got the spotlight on them right here, but no authorities yet. Let's see if someone's able to run over and tackle this person for all of the mayhem that they caused just a couple of moments ago.
Well, it certainly is helpful to have that light on him. Here's another person. Is he approaching? Oh, he passed him. So he's still going at it.
Yeah, I played back our video. This is for sure
now,
the guy that got out of the car. So this is definitely their guy that they're looking for.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. All right. There you go. So this was the driver. It looked like on that tape.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And yeah. All right. Well, good. This is definitely the one they want. I mean, 2 other people they would definitely like to take into custody, but if there's anyone they want, obviously it's that driver, the one who could have very easily killed someone out here. So at least we now have the driver in custody just a couple of blocks away off of Grape Street and Firestone Boulevard. Just an incredible crash that we saw thanks to the insane driving of this person.
And still, we will try to, Desmond, I'm sure you and Mike will probably catch us up on the want for this person besides the reckless driving. Now, I mean, obviously there are a lot more things, a lot more charges that will be coming. So we want to thank our KCAL viewers for watching, and we're going to return them to regular programming.